The history of conflict between Vietnam and France is primarily associated with the First Indochina War, which took place from 1946 to 1954. This war marked a significant chapter in the decolonization process of Southeast Asia, as it ultimately led to the end of French colonial rule in Vietnam. French colonization of Vietnam. French colonialism in Vietnam began in the mid-19th century when the French established a presence in Southeast Asia. By the late 19th century, Vietnam, along with Cambodia and Laos, had become part of French Indochina. Rise of nationalism. Over the years, nationalist sentiments grew among the Vietnamese population. The desire for independence and self-determination led to various movements and uprisings against French colonial rule. World War II and Japanese occupation. During World War II, Japan occupied Vietnam, as well as other parts of Southeast Asia, including French Indochina. This occupation weakened French control and allowed nationalist movements, such as the Viet Minh, to gain strength under the leadership of figures like Ho Chi Minh. Post-World War II period. After the end of World War II, the French sought to reassert their control in Indochina, while the Vietnamese nationalists, inspired by their own struggle and the global anti-colonial movement, sought independence. The First Indochina War, 1946 to 1954. The First Indochina War officially began on December 19, 1946, when Viet Minh forces launched an attack on French garrisons in Hanoi. The conflict escalated over the next few years. Dien Bien Phu. One of the pivotal battles of the war was the Battle of Dien Bien Phu in 1954. It was a protracted siege, and the Viet Minh, under the leadership of General Vo Nguyen Giat, ultimately defeated the French forces. This marked a turning point in the war. Geneva Accords, 1954. The First Indochina War came to an end with the signing of the Geneva Accords in 1954. The accords led to the temporary division of Vietnam at the 17th parallel, with the north controlled by the communists and the south by anti-communists. This division was intended to be temporary and was meant to facilitate national elections in 1956 to reunify the country. American involvement. The division of Vietnam and the subsequent Cold War rivalry led to American involvement in South Vietnam to support the anti-communist government. This marked the beginning of the Second Indochina War, commonly known as the Vietnam War. The First Indochina War played a crucial role in shaping the modern history of Vietnam. It led to the withdrawal of French colonial forces and set the stage for further conflicts, including the Vietnam War. The war had a lasting impact on the region and was part of the broader decolonization process that unfolded in the mid-20th century.